children. It's Uncle Dan the Vinyl Man, back with another episode of Uncle Dan's Vintage Vinyl, the YouTube show that answers the question, what's the worst thing that you could do while entirely sober? Today, children, Uncle Dan's going to be... This is sad. I'm sorry to say this, and I'm so embarrassed. I'm going to be kind of serious. I'm going to say something like all seriousness today, and it breaks my heart. But anyway, here's what Uncle Dan's going to talk about. A few months ago, I picked up a whole batch of records, and it was I actually had gone down to buy a turntable, an Onkyo CP1017, which I later divested myself of as a fine turntable. Nothing wrong with it, but I got rid of it. Anyway, while I was there at the fellow's house, he said, "Well, I've got a bunch of records too. Would you be interested in looking at those?" And so I looked at them, and I bought a good stack, a good stack like this of vinyl, and a lot of it was in rough condition. It had been stored. The records had been stored. Whoever had stored the records with the sleeves. A lot of them weren't in sleeves, and where they did have sleeves inside the records, they were turned so that you could just, tip the old record out real easily without having to remove the sleeve. And that's great. Makes it easy to get the record out of the sleeve and out of the jacket, but it also lets dust get in. Also, truth is that the jackets, the paper sleeves will just turn to dust around them anyway. The jackets will shed dust, and dust is going to get in. Record sitting in a sleeve in a jacket over time will continue to get dirty. That will just happen, and also the vinyl will continue to age. It will off-gas. So anyway, a bunch of it was really dirty, and I didn't really know most of it. I mean, I knew a lot of the names. A lot of it was a lot of the stuff was classical, which was why I was interested in it. Yes, it's Uncle Dan's dirty secret. Uncle Dan listens to classical music. I'm going to get in a 12-step program, by the way, to take care of that problem. But anyway, a bunch of it was classical. And a lot of people, I'd kind of heard like a Leonard Frankenbernstein, Leonard Bernstein, and of course, there was some Beethoven and Mahler and Haydn and others, and names like names I knew, but a couple of discs were ones that I didn't know the names of the group, and that was, and I'll show you these two that I got from that set. The Guarneri Quartet. First, the Smetana Suite, which is a string quartet in E minor, and Dvorak's string quartet in A flat. That one, and this, which is another Dvorak. Two pieces here: the quartet in C, Opus 61, and the Terzetto, Opus 74. Picked up these two. They were really, really dirty, and it took a long time for me to get them into playable shape. And I didn't know anything about the quartet at the time, and I didn't do anything other than kind of read the jacket, And it's funny, these jackets, these classical jackets, they're terribly funny for the most part. They're just straightforward, It's like, look, these people are all fully. Why would I be interested in this? These people are, they're men, and B, they're fully dressed, really, they look serious. Here too, these guys are, they're kind of casual looking, but they're dressed, they're men and they've got their clothes on. Why would Uncle Dan be interested? Look there on the background, there they are, guys fully dressed, but I do have to point out this one guy, he's got that ratty looking beard. I don't know why men do that. But anyway, I cleaned him up and I started listening to him, and I kept cleaning him and listening to him. And these are really great. These are really great albums. And I'm telling you this not to have you rush out and go buy Guarneri Quartet. Although if you like classical music at all, and chamber music in particular, They were great. One of the longest lived quartets ever, from the early 60s to 2009. Uh, the chamber music quartets. So went forever. Released many recordings. Considered one of the great quartets, chamber music quartets, and the stuff is fabulous. It really is great. And these two albums, by the way, this one is the older one. It's from 1966. Well recorded, beautifully recorded, in fact, and beautifully beautifully pressed. It's a great pressing. The album sounds good. It's one of those RCAs that are really floppy, but it's still good. In the same way with this one, which is from let's see, 73. You can tell it looks like 73, right? I mean, look at that. Yeah, it's a nice look at that. That's real 1973. About the age era of like, this looks like Jonathan Livingston Seagull sort of writing. But these are, here, I'll show you this. This is pretty. These get pretty floppy, you know. This is not 180 gram vinyl, but it sounds great. So these are just great albums, and very listenable. And I like to put them on, and you know, just listen to them. And every time I listen to them, it's, you know, picking up something new. Very worthwhile. And I intend to get more of the Guarneri Quartet albums. But that's not really my point. My point is, you know, I got that stuff. I didn't know anything about it, and I started listening to it, and I loved it. And so this is another one of my times when I'm saying, as I did the other day, in regard to Mr. Don Jacoby, or Jacoby, however one pronounces his name, the trumpeter, with the, if you'll remember that, and you probably don't because I barely remember it, but the trumpeter with the chaps and all, the chap with the chaps. Anyway, you know, I took a chance on these things, and I just picked them up, and I loved them, and yeah, go out and do that. So, this is Uncle Dan, Vinyl Man, saying au revoir and à bientôt.